Welcome to the latest episode of Platform Podcast. Today's guest is Koda Hult. Koda is part of the new generation of Detroit bladers alongside people like Luke Naylor and Zach Savage, who are making a name for themselves, not just in Detroit, not even just in their native country, but around the world with edits, with their social media presence, with their competition appearances. And it just kind of feels like that small group are having a moment right now. Luke Naylor won Better Cold Showdown. Zach Savage just won the Crowder Power competition. And Luke Naylor has aligned himself with the guys at Them Skates. He started appearing in promos with them. He recently just had a section out with Randy Spizer called Code House, which I am insanely jealous of because 15 and 16-year-old me was obsessed with Randy Spizer. So it seems like after years of, well, a few years, recent years, of commuting back and forth between Detroit and California, he now seems to be living there. I'm not sure if he's helping out at Them Skates shop or if he's just kind of doing his own thing separately, but he seems to be heavily involved and have a great relationship with Them Skates and John Julio. It looks like he's just getting more active with the brand as time progresses. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about his reason for moving to California, what's going on with the Detroit scene. I know that he's involved in making videos as well. He made Rotation alongside Brian Weiss and Luke Naylor. Brian Weiss, another excellent skater from Detroit. I'm a really big fan of Koda's approach to skating. I really like the Instagram edits that he puts up at the Bishop DIY and at Modern Skate Park when he's doing shuffles out of grinds, shuffles into grinds, just getting creative and having really nice footwork. And I also like the new section that he put out with Randy Spizer. I think their trick vocabulary and their style really complements each other. So yeah, quite a lot to talk about. Really excited. I've already had Luke, Brian, and Zach all on Platform Podcast. So makes sense to have Koda on here as well. Just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. They're listed on the screen now. You can join the Patreon for as little as £3 a month. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm really sorry. And yeah, cue the music. Hello.
How's it going, dude?
I'm good. I love how it said iPad entered the chat. So that's your name out in California. Is that what you changed your name to?
I like just downloaded Zoom, so I've never used it before. So I was like trying to set it up all quick.
So you didn't have any Zoom quizzes during lockdown. You didn't have any of these like shit iPad parties.
No, sir. I mean, if I did, I was probably just using FaceTime, but yeah, no Zoom stuff for me.
Right. Okay. How you doing, man? So it's like 12 noon on a Wednesday, and you're in California at the moment, right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. I'm just I came down to Hidden House. It's a coffee shop by the shop. I'm actually working today, so I just split out for a little bit to come chat with you.
Right, you've already answered one of my questions then, because that was going to be it. Why are all the Detroit skaters just like escaping Detroit? What's going on?
It might have to just be something to do with the weather, but
right.
I could be wrong. You know, not being able to skate outside for like 6 to 7 months out of the year is like kind of difficult. Luckily, we have Modern, you know, which is a sick spot to, you know, have, but I don't know. It's like anything skating for that long kind of gets stale. So that probably has something to do with it.
I thought you guys were tough. I thought like, you know, you Midwestern boys would be like out in the snow and the rain and all that, like all that stuff. Just
I don't like the cold that much. So, you know, I mean, like 40, 50 degrees I could maybe do, but anything under that, it's like too much. And like in Detroit, it like gets into the negatives, you know, during the winter time. So
yeah, I can't really handle the cold or the wet either. And I live in Scotland where it's pretty much cold and wet like 8 months of the year. So yeah, I can relate. If I could disappear to California, I probably would as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the new edit. I've watched it quite a few times since it came out. Actually, I mean, you've kind of coerced people into watching your skating, because all the old school guys who are like, who the hell's Koda Hult? I don't know that guy. They're like, oh, I know a Randy Spizer though. I'm going to check this out, see what Randy's up to. And then you're squeezing in, and you guys do tricks on the same foot. So
yeah.
You kind of grind one way, he does it that way. You do soul one way, he does it that way. And I'm like, they're skating the same obstacles from the same side.
Yeah, true. I hope it didn't get too repetitive with all the soul grinds and kind grinds, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just grateful that Randy like wanted to do skate with me and make the edit and whatever. It was cool, like, just filming him and like watching a master at work, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's very surreal for me to, be able to do something like that. And, super grateful for everybody who, had a hand in it.
So how old, am I right in thinking you're like around about 30? Is that right?
Yeah. I just turned 30 in January.
Right. So like when you started skating, who was Randy Spizer to you then?
I remember, seeing him on TV a couple times and whatnot when I was like young, but I started skating, like playing hockey. And I got into aggressive skating when I was around like 10 years old, but I wasn't like, super, like, I guess into like the culture. I just liked skating. So like maybe a couple years after that, I started like getting into videos and like diving back into like the older stuff and whatnot. But like, yeah, I mean, I always like knew who he was and I like really looked up to him. But like it was like even before my time when I started skating, like he was like still skating, but like I wasn't super into like all the videos yet and everything. So I mean, definitely one of my favorites, but I definitely kind of grew up more on like the Haffy and Shima and
I was about to say, yeah, right, okay, right. So you weren't like a 90s blader, you were like an early 2000s blader.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, got you. Because yeah, I'm sure a lot of people when they saw like the Code House thing would have been like, he's basically getting to live out like my teenage like dream skate situation, like. Because, yeah, when I started watching Randy skate, I think I was like 14, 15. And I was like, man, I'd love to go street skating, Morant. And you're basically I've already given Austin and Billy into trouble for this, getting to go on street sessions with Randy Spizer. So, yeah, that must have been, I imagine it would still have been a cool experience for you. But, yeah, if you were like from an older generation, you'd be like, this is the weirdest thing yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're just like on the same vibe, too. So, like, it didn't feel weird or like forced or anything, we're just like homies going out and skating. And like, I hope that's what like the video like kind of portrays as well. Like we're just out having fun. It's not about like, I don't know. It wasn't about like doing the hardest tricks that we could do or, whatever. Like we just wanted to show that we love skating and like, that's how we do it,
No, like it had a very like kind of chilled out, relaxed vibe, but I think that's what made it enjoyable to watch. Like it didn't look like you guys were like taking it too seriously and being like, oh, we have to make like the hardest, best, like most insane thing ever. It was like you were just out having fun, getting what you got, basically. Yeah,
that's what it was. It was really cool, and I'm still just super grateful that like Randy wanted to do that with me. Like, like I mean, I don't know. It's like, who am I? And like skating with Randy Spizer is like, legend.
So like, yeah, what was it like going on street sessions with him? Because Randy gives off the impression of being like quite a kind of goofy, like jokester character that I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. Like we were just having fun and like, like when we were doing tricks or like whatever, like, it's go time and like he's just like really in the barrel and like super hyped on what he's doing and like we're both in the zone and we don't get mad or anything, but we like get juiced and like hyped ourselves up. Like, and I got juiced off him. He got juiced off me. And like, I saw a couple of the comments on the YouTube and it was like, oh, this made me want to go skate. And like, that like was like the best thing ever to hear, because like that's when I watched edits growing up, like they made me want to go skate, and that's all I could ever hope like that the video would kind of do, you know.
That's what I would like. Yeah, that's it. Like, if you watch something and it gets you excited to go out, like there's sometimes I watch stuff and it can be ridiculously technical or mental hammers, whatever, and I'm like, I don't watch it and go, oh, I'd really like to go out and try that. Like, no, like I don't like when you see someone like, I don't know, Carlos Bernal like gapping a 15 set and then grinding the wheel, I'm like, that looks horrifying. I don't want to try that.
I'm good. For sure.
That's all you enjoy that, like
totally.
So how did you guys, obviously, like I'm assuming you met through like both being associated with them, like how did you guys like basically like forge a friendship and decide that you wanted to do this together?
It's kind of fuzzy because like I don't know, it just kind of organically happened, but yeah, like I just started working at the shop like about a year ago. And you know, Randy would come around, buy coffee every once in a while, and like we'd always just chop it up, whatever. And he lives like right around the corner from the shop, so he's super close proximity. And then yeah, like we skated a couple sessions like at a few skate parks together. Just always vibed, you know, had a good time together. And then I guess we just started hanging out a little bit more. And one day we were just like, let's go film something. And like, of course, the first thing he wants to go do is like soul grind this drop rail.
That was the first clip. Oh, or were you talking about the one that he does in the hockey jersey? Because there's another one that he does as well.
No, there was it was like I think it was like a 12 or 13 stair like beige drop rail. It was in the edit. It was maybe like the third to last trick, I think. And that was actually the first clip we filmed. And I was just like, yeah, you want to soul grind a drop rail, first trick, let's go, you know. And that kind of just like set the vibe for like the whole thing. And yeah, we just kept hanging out after that. And you know, when we could skate, he like does a fishing company too, Kicker Fishing. So he's like stays pretty busy with that, and he also has a full-time job. So like we weren't like, I wouldn't say we were filming like really hard, but like when we did go out every like, you know, couple weeks or whatever, we'd spend the whole day and like we'd get like what we wanted to, and we'd like just spend the whole day together and like really like bust it out.
Okay. So how long did it take you guys to make it?
Good question. We were I don't know. We were probably like skating together and filming for like maybe 5 months, but it wasn't like that many sessions, you know?
Right.
So I mean like maybe 1 or 2 a month, and then like within the last like 2 weeks, like we like really turned it on and went out and like got a bunch of stuff.
Nice. All right. Okay. So like it seems like you've been hopping back and forth to California in like recent years for a while now. Are you living out there now, or what's the deal?
Yeah. I moved out here like last June, so I'm coming up on a year. And yeah, I'm loving it, man. I'm happy to not have a winter, even though like this past year we kind of had like a lot of rain and there was actually some snow too. So it was a little more of a winter than I feel like Californians get typically. But still, for me, it was like I got to skate all year round outside, so I couldn't complain at all.
I didn't know Southern California got snow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Like I think it was in January, like the mountains all surrounding LA were like really covered in snow. And like one day I was out in LA skating, and it like, I guess it was more like a sleet. I don't know if it was snow, but like it just started like sleeting, and I was just like, it's like 60 degrees. Like how is it like, you know, snowing right now? It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's mental. So what's is it Santa Ana you're living in, or are you living in one of the nearby areas? Like how's it?
Yeah, I live my homie Earl, who makes our coffee, them goods coffee.
Okay.
I actually rent a room from him right now. It's about 20 minutes north of Santa Ana, so not too far from the shop and whatnot, and like probably a little less than halfway to LA. So kind of in the middle of both.
My California geography is terrible, so that means nothing to me. But I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, the city is called La Mirada, but yeah, it's like basically in that proximity.
Right. Okay. So So are you working in them store full time? Because I kind of see I see your Instagram posts being like, oh, I'm looking for freelance work or stuff like that. So is it steady work at the them store? Like how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it's part time. I get a couple days a week there, and then I do photo work and video work on the side when I can. I shoot photos for a couple restaurants in the area too, and a couple of the bars. So just spreading myself out, just doing as much as I can. And then also recently, 4 months ago, I started teaching skate lessons.
Okay.
I have 2 students right now, so I do that one on Saturday for a couple hours in the morning, and that's amazing. I want to keep building that and grow that more, because obviously we need more kids getting into the sport if we want to, keep going. So that's
true. Yeah,
I'm trying to make that more of a priority. So just trying to work on that, and hopefully just work on branding it soon, and just creating that and getting more kids into it. Not just kids though, just new skaters in general.
Plus, Southern California is the place to do it. You basically get the weather all year round, so there's no reason for classes to stop at winter and stuff like that. And do you guys get a lot of kids coming into the shop, or a lot of parents coming in with kids to buy skates, or how is that much of a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess more so since we dropped the 80s. I guess more people will, buy skates because we offer just the transportation or the cruising skates, because everybody obviously doesn't want to grind, and do that. So I think that helps with getting
they don't want to grind. They don't want to grind yet, but they will.
Exactly.
Everyone wants to grind. Everyone once they see it, they want to do it. Right. Everyone wants to grind.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I always try to push a little bit more for everybody to get the aggressive skates, but it's not for everybody. So, but it's cool we offer that product, and I definitely think it opens a little bit more of the market for the kids, and for adults who maybe don't want to do that yet. And it's cool that the chassis comes off, and if you want to switch it later to put on the sole and the aggressive frame, you can. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some good traffic at the shop, and I'm seeing more kids. We just went to First Sunday the other day, and there were tons of kids. It was so cool to see families, hundreds of people, probably 200 people came out, and I would say there's at least 50 kids rolling around skating.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen Richard's videos of it, and it looks like they regularly get a good turnout, and there's a healthy bunch of little kids just kind of mobbing around, just dropping in and just doing little
huge shout out to Richard and Mike Obi. They do a really good job with just putting that together, and getting more kids and just newer skaters out to the skate park and whatnot. It does get a little crowded, because so many people go, but it's fun, it's just a really good fun session.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to have too many people there than it be a graveyard, and you're oh cool. 10 people showed up. Brilliant.
100. I mean, I like the skate park a little more empty, so I can just do my thing, but obviously those things need to happen, and I love going to them.
Yeah. So what's it I've had Greg on before, Greg Preston, and he's told me some very interesting stories about things that used to happen at the last location, because I think the last location was a little bit hood and was next door to I want to say an underwear shop or a fetish shop or something like that. It was something weird.
Exactly.
What's it like in the new location? Have there been what kind of things have been happening there? I've worked in retail before. Weird stuff happens. So what's happened in the shop?
It's pretty good for the most part. I mean, definitely you get some people in there that are just characters, maybe somebody comes in super drunk or something, and they're just they don't know what they're talking about. They're oh yeah, I used to skate the K1s back in the day or whatever, just silly stuff like that.
Why is it every drunk person used to skate K2s? Every time I meet a guy in a bar or a club and he's oh, what'd you do for fun? I'm oh, rollerblades. I used to rollerblade. I had K2 fatties. And I'm did all of you guys go to the same shop?
Yeah, right. Everybody had the K2s, dude. But yeah, I mean, nothing I'm trying to think of something that really sticks out, but nothing's like insanely crazy that it's like, oh my God, that happened, you know, but like you definitely get some people that are just like a little out there, you know, like, but I enjoy it. It's really fun talking to like different kinds of people and whatever. And like, if they want skates, we're on the same vibe. So like, I'll do whatever I can to help them out.
Right. So no one's coming in trying to get mates rates or heavy discounts, or can I just buy that and get that free? Can I?
Oh, I mean, that definitely happens, but you know, you just gotta, you know, this is a business. Like, you can't just give away free skates to everybody. I mean, would love to, you know, but it is what it is, you know.
Okay. So that means you've seen the cream prototypes lying around. What's the deal with the cream prototypes?
I knew this was coming, dude. Actually, there's nothing going on with it. It was I think I don't believe that for a second. Like, that's okay. You don't have to.
Okay. If Hilly was going to be teasing us and putting them in videos and pretending he doesn't know they're there, people are going to ask about it, right?
Oh, true. It's funny. Sean just texted me about it too.
Which Sean?
SK.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's just a sample. I don't think there's any production going on with that.
Billy O'Neill gave me that line about the white mesmer, and then it came out just with a grey sole plate, and I was like, "You lying bastard!"
Hey, I guess you'll just have to see then.
Right. So what you're saying is it's the Gav Drum Pro Skate, and it will be announced at Blading Cup. Thanks, man.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm going to trim this bit, put it up on Instagram. I'll just edit out your part, and we'll let John make up his mind. We'll let John.
Beautiful.
So, I mean, like, some stuff has happened. Didn't the shop get like smashed up at some point, or someone broke a bunch of windows or something? I can't.
Yeah. That was before I moved out here. So I don't even know what the like exactly what happened. I think it was just straight vandalism. Like, I think it happened to a couple different stores on the block. But the clothing line that was designed because of it was pretty sick. Like, I remember thinking like, wow, what a like odd thing to do, but like it actually like worked out really cool.
It was cool, but then I was like, is a balaclava a way to go? Like, because you know, in America, it's not the safest place in the world, and the police have guns. So I don't know if I want to be running around wearing a balaclava, especially not on rollerblades, because I feel like you've just created a moving target.
True. Like, I don't know. I thought it was cool, but
also, is there much of a market for a full face balaclava in Southern California? I feel like that was maybe not.
I wouldn't wear it, but
these crazy Californians, it drops to like 10 degrees Celsius, and they're like, it's freezing. We need balaclavas and puffer jackets. So who's like, obviously you've been hanging around. Oh, that's what I need to. Who's like the person that's come into the store that you've been like, holy shit, like had one of those moments with, I don't know, a skater you looked up to when you were younger, or someone that you were just like, because everyone's got rollerbladers they grom out on. Everyone's got people that they loved watching in videos when they were growing up. So you must have had moments like that there between the Them shop and Blading Cup and Spring Cup and stuff like that. That must have happened.
It kind of happens all the time. So it's like, it's pretty crazy, but I don't know. The sickest one probably has to be Haffy.
Okay.
I just remember like so vividly watching his videos, like when I first like got into aggressive skating, and I was just like so blown away, you know? So like getting to skate with him and like just chop it up with him and have a beer and shit was like literally like, I could die tomorrow, you know, like I fucking lived my like lifelong dream, you know?
Oh, he was, because he lives in Australia now, but he was back in California. Was it last year?
I think it was, I forget what month it was. I think it was like October, maybe September. He did a Nitro circus show out here. And it was really good to just get to hang out with him and like, you know, just get to know him a little bit. And it was, unreal. Like, still kind of can't believe it. I got to just skate and chop it up with Chris Haffy.
Yeah. Is he still wearing rims?
He was.
No way. Yeah. He's got to be like, He's got to be like one of 10 people worldwide still wearing those.
True.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't even know if you can still get them in shops. All right. So yeah, like there's got to be some pretty major like differences from living in Detroit to living in California, like in terms of even just your everyday life and like navigating about. So what's the kind of main differences that have made you like you've enjoyed or have made you think you want to stick around there?
Obviously the weather is a huge one, but even just the overall like the skate community, we have like a super strong skate community in Detroit too. But like anywhere I go, like there's always somebody that wants to skate, wants to learn to skate, like, or whatever. Like, so I don't know. That's all I like have wanted to do, I guess, for like, I don't know. That's all I've ever wanted to do, I guess, in a way. But like over like the past like 5 years, like I played in bands growing up and whatnot as well. So I was like playing in bands for a while. And like when I stopped playing shows as much, I like really like I never left skating, but I like kind of found it again, just because I was busy with like doing music for a while. So yeah, just ever since I fell into that, I like am like was always so pulled to skating. Like, how can I do this more? And like just it happened to be like you come out here and like it's just like surrounds you no matter what you do. And that's like probably the coolest thing that like I've been able to adapt to out here is like literally always being around skaters like 24/7. Like it's the sickest. Like it's pretty crazy.
So wait a minute, you've been out there over a year and you've only made one project. I think you're being a bit lazy. I mean, you guys get 365 days of sun. I don't feel like you're taking enough advantage of this.
I'm filming, don't worry. Yeah, I'm working on a part, just a solo part right now too. Right. Really stoked on it. Can't wait for that to come out. I probably need like 10 more tricks right now, but I'm stoked. It's like pieced together pretty well so far. So yeah, that'll be out. I don't know when, but when I'm happy with it, it'll be out.
Okay. I hope Randy wasn't filming this one as well, because I noticed in some of your clips, Randy's got a bit of an unsteady hand. Couldn't help but know. He's got a bit of a shaky hand.
I was trying to direct him a little bit, and like he definitely has like grown as a filmer since like we started, you know. Okay. But yeah, I'm just grateful he even wanted to learn, because like I don't know, I feel like I have a pretty specific or a particular look on how I want my skating to be filmed, or like how I would film somebody else too. So for him to like take any kind of direction from me, being fucking Randy Spizer, you know, I was just like, sick, dude. Like, I don't know, like it's really cool that like it was just like a collaboration. He wanted to work and help me, and I wanted to work and help him. It was like super sick. Yeah, you do that Kelso thing where you like to get too close with a fisheye, and I saw that you rinsed another one recently. I can like when you're getting that close, there's going to be casualties. Yeah, that's why I run the Opteka though. I don't get like the, you know, the it's only the you're only crying over the $200 fisheye instead of the $1,500. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's my third one. Oh God, but yeah. That's over like, you know, like 4 or 5 years though that I've been like filming more heavily. So that's not too bad. I would say, like, for how I like to film and for how close I like to get, you know, I'm cool with it. Yeah. My last one I broke just screwing it onto the camera. It slipped out my hand and just dropped face down, and I was like, that's gone. And I lifted it up and it was perfectly in the center, just completely annihilated. So yeah. It still hurts. It still hurts when they break, but not. It doesn't. You know. Yeah. So, you know, Seba. Silverheld. Yeah. So we were out filming the other day, and he was doing like a 360 into like a fence wall ride, and I went like around the fence to like film the fisheye, and like when he went into the fence just like went into the lens and just like completely demolished it. I mean, anyone could have told you that was going to happen, like a chain fence. What did you think was going to happen? I don't know. I should have thought about it a little more, but you know, what are you going to do?
This is true. You live and you learn. So like how did you first get hooked up with them skates and like start going? Because I feel like you've been going out for a while, and I felt like you were helping out in the shop when you were going out to visit. Is that right?
Yeah, a few times like I came out here, I just like went and visited the shop, and like I was always just like, yo, what do you guys need help with? Like, I'm here, like I'll do whatever you want me to do. Like, I love this shit. So like however I can help.
So
But I
that's
came
how
out here.
it just started out with you just walking in and going, do you guys need me to do anything?
Well, so I was always a supporter. Like when the 908s dropped or whatever, I bought the 908s, and like I was always buying skates. Always buying everything from the shop just because I liked it. And in 2021, I planned just a solo vacation out here just to skate and like just hang out. And like I didn't really know too many people. Like I had a couple homies that I went to high school and shit with out here already. So I like plan on meeting up with them and like hanging a little bit. But like the point of the trip was to come out here and skate. And so when I landed, I just like hit up John on Instagram and I was like, yo, dude, I'm in town. You want to skate? And he just like sent me his address to his house. And like I went to his house and we just like chopped it up for a while in his backyard. Kids, Nolan and Finley were like running around playing. And like, yeah, we just like, I don't know. It just seemed like we were homies like instantly. So he like sent me to the shop. He's like, grab some skates. And I was like, wow. Like, you know, the Danny Beer was my first skate that I got hooked up with, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, just ever since then, I just like always made it a point to let him know if he needed help. Like, you know, I'm down to like help however I can. And then when the opportunity came that like he needed help at the shop, like I was just like, all right, I'm coming. And I just moved out here.
Greg's like, why are you trying to steal my shifts? I'm trying to
dude, no, not at all. He gets all the shifts first, man. Like he's great, man. I love Greg. He's the best dude, and like I would never take his shifts, dude. He like, I don't know, he's like a huge part of why them skates is what it is as well, you know. So like he's definitely
yeah. In recent years, a lot of the kind of video direction, yeah, like Greg has undeniably played a big part in how it's kind of, yeah, how it's presented. Yeah, I would agree with that totally. Spring Cup's just finished, and it looked like completely different to the other ones. What was Spring Cup like this year? What were some of the highlights? Because obviously you've got the comp itself, you've got all the side events, you've got like the video premieres, the bands playing, the Hoax 2 movie night and stuff like that. Like how was it from your perspective? Does John rope you into working at it, or are you just hanging out?
This year I was still working. Like I was up like helping set up the course like early and everything. But yeah, I was like mainly just like trying to skate and, you know, vibe with all the homies like for the most of the weekend. But it was great. I think the new format that like Cash for Tricks kind of deal is like super sick. I feel like it's more definitely just like session vibe with the homies instead of like 1 minute run like contest, you know. It's like way less pressure, and it just felt like super great. The whole like skating part of it like felt amazing the whole time, and the whole event, it just felt more like a kind of like a festival vibe, you know. Okay. Instead of like this is a contest kind of thing. I thought it was really cool, and hopefully we do keep doing more. I mean, I know we're gonna keep doing more.
Right. It's 1 minute runs before. I thought it was like jam sessions, because you don't just, whenever I've watched Spring Cup or Blading Cup before, you see them all skating at the same time. So how can they be skating at the same time if it's 1 minute runs?
No, yeah, like jam session, but like I think in the past too, it's been like one person goes at a time, you know, and does their run.
Right.
And then like, but it's still like kind of like a jam session format or whatnot, which I think is also cool, but it's definitely a different vibe. It's like more of a spotlight kind of thing, rather than just like, I don't know, the Cash for Tricks thing. It just like felt way more like a session, and like no one was like competing. Like it was just like, let's just sesh, you know?
All right. I'm gonna wait until I start seeing the videos from it to pass judgment. But when I saw it was just like cash getting handed out I was like, I in my head, I just think like the kind of like the competition skaters are going to be put off by that, because they're like, wait a minute, I can't win, I can't come top 3, or I can't like win like however much it is, $1,000 or $2,000. They're like, wait a minute, we're just getting handed out. So what? Like, yeah. But then you do raise the point that there's just a bunch of people sessioning an obstacle. So that could, because that's what street skating is like. You go somewhere, you find something to skate, everyone tries to do what they can do on it. So yeah, I'm waiting until I see the videos. But I feel like I like the traditional competition format better. But yeah, mixing it up does make sense. But okay. I'll keep an open mind.
Yeah. I mean,
what were apart from skating the event itself, what were some of the other highlights of the weekend? Like, because obviously loads of people are passing through. There must have been people you'd never met before, or just some of the other events. The guy from rollerblading told me whenever he saw you, you were always walking around with what looked like a cup of wine. So I'm just going to assume you were drunk for most of the.
Oh, not the whole time, but yeah, I definitely like to dabble with some red wine every now and then. But yeah, the premiere, the film festival was really great. Arlo and those guys, the Hoax 2 panel was really sick to see, and like just kind of revisit the history. But yeah, everything was great. We had coffee. My roommate Earl, he like had a coffee cart in the shop. We've been doing that for like 2 years now, I think, and that's really, really cool. I'm like drinking coffee right now. Love coffee, so like to be able to have that in the shop and like, you know, just have more people like that we can support. It's really cool. But yeah, the whole weekend was just super rad. All the booths were really great. Loved hanging out with the Soul Skaters. Also working on a little edit for them. They just did a 3-week tour here, so I'll have something coming out for them soon. And yeah, it was just really rad weekend.
Did many of them speak English? Because from what I remember, was JK there with them, or was it just like the younger kids?
It was Soa, Junsong, and Essel. Okay. And Junsong's dad, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. And then Kevin Lee.
Right. Kevin, because I know Kevin does. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin speaks really well. And then Essel and Soa are like learning little by little. And I was trying to learn some Korean too, so I could like, you know, communicate with them. I'm like, yo, do this 270 sus slide, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really sick. They're like some of my favorite skaters right now for sure.
Right, cool. Yeah, because like, God, yeah, about 10 years ago, I was teaching English in Seoul and used to go and like hung about with all the skaters at the time, and everyone spoke fluent English, like surprising, even like really young kids, which was why I was surprised when like JK Park, who's like, I'm assuming in his 20s, must have went through the same school system, but doesn't seem to speak much English. And I remember being like quite shocked that he didn't.
Yeah, actually, Greg was telling me, I mean, I haven't really got to spend much time with JK, but Greg was telling me he actually speaks like pretty good English. And I wasn't aware of that, but okay. I mean, yeah, so.
Yeah, because I've tried to get him on. Yeah, me, so. Right, okay. Because I've bought rings off him on the past and like messaged him back and forth, but then when I'm like he messages pretty good in English, but then I guess he's just not confident like speaking in it, which makes sense because.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No,
like, it's like me trying to speak Korean, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
I can't even remember anything that they taught me.
All you need to know is hello. You just say "annyeonghaseyo" and you're good.
Yeah, right.
And then they'll be like, "Cool, this guy only knows how to say hi." That's brilliant. Right? No matter what they ask you, hi.
Yep. That's what it'll be for me.
So I've like from you living out there for so long, I know that Luke Naylor's been out to visit you because he was out not that long ago and you guys were skating parts together or something. I'm sure I saw something on Instagram, you two guys together. Have you not managed to convince any of the other guys from Detroit being like, it's actually all right out here? Maybe, you know.
It's really sick. I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's difficult to leave, a place where you grew up. I spent 29 years in Detroit. But my family kind of moved around the U.S. too. My mom lives in Denver and my brother lives in Chicago. So like, I don't know. I felt like, why not go try somewhere new? Everybody else is trying like new places and stuff. So it's like, let's like see what it's about. And yeah, I'm really happy I decided to make the jump, but definitely miss all my homies from back home. But yeah, I wish Brian and Luke would get their butts out here for sure.
I mean, you need to convince them to make a Rotation Volume 2, the California edition.
Yo, it's so funny you bring that up. I was just thinking about something like that the other day.
You'd be like, come on, we can get a lot of stuff. We don't get a lot of snow here. It's not.
Yeah, I just got a couple. Luke was in town for Blading Cup, and I got a couple of clips of him that he hasn't asked for yet. So maybe I'll just keep stacking and get those guys out here again soon and do number 2.
He's hoping that you'll sneak them into a new Them Skates project. That's what he's hoping for. He's hoping if he keeps quiet, they'll find their way in. So you're responsible for Brian Weiss quitting Razors then, yeah?
Oh man, wasn't expecting that question.
That's the rumor I heard, because I mean he's riding Them Skates these days, and you're the link, you're the plug.
I just said, dude, whatever you want to do, I support, and I sent him an old pair of my skates, and they look really good on him.
So it is your fault. I didn't even. I just guessed. Dude, so it is your fault.
You can't be doing that to me. You led me into the trap.
Andy, if you're watching this, the reason you couldn't turn Brian pro is because Koda got in there and snaked you and just.
But no, I definitely like that Brian's skating them skates. He skates them really well, and I mean, I'm stoked. Yeah.
I just like that Brian's not skating Razors, but that's just me. That's just my own personal opinion. Sorry, Andy. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
Holy shit.
So what's the immediate plans for the future? So the new sections just came out. Is there anything you can tell us that's going on with them skates, or any projects that are coming up? Obviously you can't tell me about skate releases because I'm trying to prize that out of you and you're giving me none of it. But they've always got something in the works. Is there anything you can disclose that won't involve John breaking one or both of your legs?
Yeah, I mean, the new shells are in production. So that's basically, just the forefront of everything right now, getting those sizes out so we can offer skates to more people comfortably, I think is the biggest thing right now. And yeah, I mean, that's really, kind of the forefront of what we're working on right now. And then I'm just going to keep making videos too. And, teaching my kids and trying to get new students and, just keeping that rolling as much as I can, just because that's what I love to do. Right.
That was such a diplomatic answer. Also, I love that everyone's getting all excited about this not so small and medium. I've been able to fit into the medium always. I've zero excitement about this. Everyone's like, finally I'll have the right fit. And I've already got the right fit. I don't care about your weird feet. That's your problem.
Yeah, the small is my skate. I'm not switching. It fits perfect, and yeah, I love it.
Right, I've jumped ship to Sway because I can't handle the Them sole plate, but them are making a new sole plate, right? They're making a bigger one. Is that right?
What? You don't like the Them sole plate?
No.
What's wrong with it? Come on, man.
I don't really like the curve at the back. I only just
V3.
Yeah, I don't really like the curve at the heel, and I feel like the negative could be a little bit more generous, just a little. I'm not talking God's brand. I'm not talking
what
Shadow.
What negative tricks are you doing?
I only know 3, but I've lost them all on them, so I went to Sway.
Hey, I don't know any, so.
Actually, I'm really not very good at them. I should probably just ditch those altogether. That would make sense. So yeah, what's the plans for the rest of the week? I've literally caught you at noon today, so you've basically got a full day ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go back to the shop. We just got Oakley's in the shop.
Yeah, that's right. How did that come about? The Clark's collaboration, I know how that came about. I know about the Brain Dead one. The Oakley one seemed a little bit out of left field.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure exactly how came to be. But I'm stoked that we get to offer their product. It's like I've always liked Oakley since I was a kid. I'm just gonna go back to the shop after this. I'm gonna shoot some photos of all the new product we got in, and then just probably help out with some shipping and receiving stuff. Maybe do a little bit of inventory and then go skate.
Is this John's evil genius plan to have them glasses, them times Oakley glasses? Is that what he's edging towards?
I don't know, man. I mean, I hope that could happen at some point, but I mean, yeah, who knows? You know, future's wide open.
All right. Oh God, there was something I was going to ask you, and I've totally forgotten. It's just entirely slipped out my head. Oh God. Oh no, I've lost it. What the hell? It was something to do with the shop. Oh no, this has never happened. My brain's just gone entirely blank. You were talking about the Oakley
I do this
thing.
all the time. I've hit my head.
You were talking about the Oakley thing. No, the Clark's collab. Oh, that was it. So yeah, in the week leading up to Spring Cup, Braindead put out a thing saying Braindead Wheel Co. with just a wheel, saying there'd be an announcement at Spring Cup. But there was no announcement at Spring Cup. You like,
they'll be coming.
So are they actually starting a wheel company, or is that just like the graphic for the wheel? Like, what was it didn't really make sense. There was no like explanation.
I believe Braindead Wheel Co. is going to be a new company.
We don't need any more wheel brands, right? If there's one thing blading doesn't need, it's more wheel brands. Especially wheel brands that make 58 and 60 millimeter wheels. I feel like there's,
Hey, I'm going to skate them, so they're really good too.
You have to say that. You're hardly going to go.
I don't have to say anything, but I really like them. They're a great pour, and I'm just testing them right now, but they're really good so far. Both park and street. And I'm stoked to work on some stuff for it.
Well, I mean, I'd like to hope they don't suck. I'd like to hope they're not cheaping out on the wheel urethane, considering Braindead
Definitely
do pretty
not.
Good. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Although you did just say you're working on something for them. What are you working on for them?
Oh, I'm not working on anything particular yet, but I mean, definitely going to be working on some stuff.
Okay. I feel like you clawed that one back, but all right. God, so that reminds me. Zakk I don't know if Zakk was drinking during the weekend of Spring Cup, but Zakk went on Instagram and was taking a couple of shots at Spring Cup. He was
oh yeah, what that guy say, huh?
I can't remember what he said. Actually, I'll be able to find it. I've got it on.
Oh, you got a screenshot of it, did he?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm not a narc. Like, but I remember replying to it because I think I asked him if he was going, and then he said no, and then he put something up about. It may have. Oh, it's deleted now. But basically, he was like just slagging off the contest essentially, and then so I was.
Hey, he should go do a 540 LU topsoil somewhere, huh?
Like just because you've not got the spin to win, don't be bet right. You're the shuffle guy. You're the set slide out guy.
I wasn't saying anything. I'm saying go do it, dude. Like I'm stoked on it. That one he did at the other contest was incredible.
Yeah. Before you sabotaged his run at Better Cold Showdown and got him to hit both shins off the coping so that he couldn't compete anymore. You just wanted Luke to win, didn't you? It was a Detroit conspiracy.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right. I loved when those competition edits came out and everyone was like, Luke didn't deserve to win. Zakk should have won. He did all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but you're going by a video. Like,
yeah,
for all you know, he could have done that in the qualifying and the semis, and that like you don't know that any of those tricks were landed in the final. What are you talking about? Like you can't decide who should win off an edit.
For sure, I think Luke's win at Bitter Cold was definitely well deserved. But yeah, also maybe I'm a little bit biased because he's my homie, but like also like it was incredible the way he skated. It was like so fun to watch, and like I knew like. when they were like calling the winners or whatnot, I just was like looking at them and I was like, dude, I was like, there's no way, but like it's definitely happening right now. It was really sick. Super stoked.
And Zakk's not your homie. That's what you've just said. That was the underlying message there.
Dude, Zakk's my super tight homie.
So you don't think Julian Cadeau deserved to win? You don't think the Frenchman? Do you feel that the poor little Frenchman got robbed? Is that what you're telling me?
I think it was called extremely fairly, and I think it was meant to happen exactly how it did. And also back to Savage, really really great story about him. Because I barely even remember this. Like we grew up at the same skate park, Landslide in Clinton Township, Michigan, and like it was a while ago now, but we were like hanging somewhere. I forget where it was, like probably a skate contest, and we were just bullshitting, chatting it up, and I heard him say, "Yeah, this guy taught me how to topsoul," and he was pointing at me, and I was like, "I did." And yeah, I guess I taught him how to topsoul. So, the 540 Elliott topsoul comes from learning the topsoul.
He owes that to you.
Welcome,
yeah. Next time he does it, you're like, yeah, I can't do it, but I'm responsible for it. So that's, I like that. Also, there's got to be quite an age gap between you guys, because isn't he like in his early 20s?
Yeah, huge age gap.
So
he's 23.
Yeah, I'm sure. I remember. I can't remember exactly how. So you must have taught him how to topsoul when he was a little shithead kid smoking cigarettes out the back when he was way too young to be doing that.
Yeah, and my cousin Jake actually has been skating for a long time too, and they grew up being like really close homies as well. So like when I wasn't skating with Zakk, my cousin was skating with Zakk, so he was like always just around. So he's like straight up my little brother. So hopefully he doesn't take offense to anything I'm saying, because
Well, now you guys are like mortal enemies. You've got beef. It's the gods, them skates. It's like the Bloods and the Crips. Everyone knows it.
He's all talking shit on Instagram, but it's all good. I still love the dude.
Oh yeah, I called him on it. I was like, you never said any of that in the podcast. I was like, where was that gold? I had something, and he was like, yeah, whatever. And he just like laughed it off. He was like, I'm not getting into this.
Yeah.
Right. I've got nothing else to ask you unless you've got anything else you want to talk about, and you've almost finished your coffee. So you're just going to be this weirdo sitting in front of an iPad in a cafe without a drink. The staff are going to move you on. They're going to be like, buy something or leave.
But yeah, I should probably get back to the shop too here soon. I got some stuff I got to do, but it was really pleasure chatting with you.
You too.
Definitely have watched a ton of the episodes.
So you're the one. You're the one.
Yeah,
you're the subscriber.
Whatever. No, but I appreciate you having me on, and I'm sure we'll hopefully meet and definitely talk again soon.
The hope is to come out at some point soon. Yeah, so fingers crossed.
Sick.
So that John can ban me from the shop. Yeah.
No, dude. It was a pleasure though, man. I appreciate you.
You too. Speak soon.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.